Rodrigo Duterte, a man known for his brash pronouncements and iron-fisted approach to law and order, rose to prominence as the mayor of Davao City. He cultivated an image as a tough-talking, crime-fighting strongman, earning him the nickname, the Punisher. His brand of populism, laced with promises of swift justice and a disdain for traditional political elites, resonated with a public weary of corruption and crime. In 2016, Duterte rode this wave of popular support to a landslide victory in the presidential elections, promising a bloody war on drugs. Duterte's victory was seen by many as a rejection of the status quo. His supporters, drawn to his image as a man of the people, believed he would bring about radical change. His detractors, however, viewed him as an authoritarian figure who posed a threat to Philippine democracy. Duterte's presidency was marked by controversy from the outset, but his grip on power seemed unshakable, fueled by a combination of genuine popularity and a climate of fear. Duterte's rise to power was nothing short of meteoric. He tapped into a deep vein of public anger and frustration, offering himself as the solution to the country's ills. His victory marked the beginning of a turbulent and consequential chapter in Philippine history, one that would leave an indelible mark on the nation's political landscape. Duterte's signature policy, the so-called war on drugs, became synonymous with his presidency. Launched immediately after he took office, the campaign unleashed a wave of violence that swept through the country's poorest neighborhoods. Police raids, often conducted at night, became commonplace, leaving a trail of bodies in their wake. The official death toll from the drug war is disputed, with police figures significantly lower than estimates from human rights groups. Human Rights Watch, for example, claims that over 12,000 people, many of them innocent bystanders, were killed in extrajudicial killings. These killings, often carried out with impunity, sparked international condemnation and led to an investigation by the International Criminal Court. Duterte, unfazed by the criticism, remained defiant, defending his methods as necessary to rid the country of the scourge of drugs. He even encouraged citizens to take the law into their own hands, vowing to pardon police officers who killed suspected drug dealers. The drug war had a profound impact on Philippine society, instilling fear in communities and eroding trust in law enforcement. Critics argue that the campaign, far from addressing the root causes of drug addiction, merely targeted the most vulnerable members of society. The killings, they say, amounted to crimes against humanity and left an indelible stain on Duterte's legacy. Duterte's relationship with the Marcos family, another powerful political dynasty in the Philippines, has been marked by both cooperation and rivalry. Initially, Duterte aligned himself with Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr., the son of the late dictator Ferdinand Marcos Sr. He even allowed the burial of the elder Marcos in the Heroes Cemetery, a move that sparked outrage among victims of human rights abuses during the Marcos regime. This alliance, however, proved to be short-lived. As Duterte's presidency came to an end, cracks began to appear in the relationship. Duterte's daughter Sara clashed with Marcos Jr.'s camp during the 2022 elections, leading to a bitter falling out between the two families. Duterte, sensing a potential threat to his own family's political ambitions, has since become increasingly critical of Marcos Jr. Duterte's decision to run for mayor of Davao City in 2025 was seen as a direct challenge to the Marcos family's influence. The rivalry between these two powerful dynasties is likely to shape the political landscape of the Philippines for years to come. Sara Duterte, Rodrigo's eldest daughter and political heir apparent, has faced her own share of controversies. Once seen as a popular and capable leader, her reputation has taken a hit in recent years. Her tenure as vice president was marred by allegations of corruption and abuse of power. In 2024, Sara Duterte was accused of misusing funds intended for the Department of Education, where she served as secretary prior to becoming vice president. She has also been implicated in a plot to assassinate President Marcos Jr., although she denies these allegations. Her fall from grace has been swift and dramatic, tarnishing the Duterte family name. Sara Duterte's legal troubles and the damage to her reputation pose a significant challenge to the future of the Duterte political dynasty. It remains to be seen whether she can weather the storm and salvage her political career. The winds of change began to blow, signaling a shift in alliances. Rodrigo Duterte, once closely aligned with China, started to reconsider his stance. The allure of America's influence grew stronger, casting a new shadow over the Philippines' foreign policy. This pivot wasn't just about politics, it was about redefining the nation's future on the global stage. As Duterte navigated these complex waters, the world watched closely, anticipating the next move in this intricate dance of diplomacy. Despite the controversies that have surrounded his tenure, Rodrigo Duterte remains a highly popular figure in the Philippines. Many Filipinos see him as a strong leader who has taken decisive action on issues that previous administrations failed to address. His tough stance on crime and his straightforward communication style resonate with a significant portion of the population. Duterte's pivot towards China has been one of the most controversial aspects of his foreign policy. While some argue that this move has brought economic benefits and investments, others believe it compromises the Philippines' territorial integrity and sovereignty. The alliance with China has sparked intense debate and remains a polarizing topic in the country. Before rising to national prominence, Duterte made a name for himself as the mayor of Davao City. His approach to governance in Davao set the stage for his later policies as president. Under his leadership, Davao transformed from a crime-ridden city to one of the safest in the Philippines. This success story played a crucial role in his presidential campaign and continues to be a cornerstone of his political legacy. As Duterte's term comes to an end, his legacy remains a topic of intense debate. Supporters credit him with bringing stability and progress, while critics point to human rights abuses and authoritarian tendencies. The true impact of his presidency will likely be assessed for years to come as the Philippines grapples with the changes he has implemented and the challenges that lie ahead.